everyone. I'm Kelsey,
And I'm J-Pat.
and you're listening to the Box Officers Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to leave us a star rating and review wherever you're listening to this episode.
Watching a bad movie is like witnessing a serious crime, but have no fear. The box officers are here. Each episode, Kelsey, Georgette, and I will review a new movie, and at the end of each episode, we'll classify the film according to the severity of punishment.
Films can be convicted of a felony, a misdemeanor, an infraction, or on the rare occasion found innocent. This week, we are going to be reviewing The Devil Wears Prada 2. So if you
Mhm.
haven't seen it yet, you're going to want to pause this episode now because we're going to have a lot of spoilers.
Lots of
Otherwise, we can get into the
spoilers.
episode. Have you seen the first one?
I never saw the first one.
I know.
I
I had to ask.
never saw it. I guess I think I would have been more in tune with the film had I seen the first one. What about you?
I have seen the first one, and I kind of think it's good that you haven't because we'll have different perspectives based on like someone fresh to it versus someone who's seeing it from
Yeah,
a place of like nostalgia. So maybe
yeah,
it's good that you didn't see it.
yeah. When did the first one come out?
Oh, geez. I don't know, like 2006 or something.
Dang, it's been
It was
20
really,
years since the first one.
yeah, it was
Wow.
a really long time ago. And they still
Wow.
look good. I was like, good for you guys.
Right.
They all look
20
like
years.
great.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I mean, director David Frankel, he's done like a lot of like what would you call them? Like, the films where they're just kind of like uh they seem very heartfelt, like wholesome maybe.
Oh,
You got one called Collateral Beauty. I think that's Will Smith. Is it? Yeah. It was a movie with Will Smith called Collateral Beauty, Marley and Me, Hope Springs. Uh, but besides that, he hasn't really done movies since like the 2010s or
uh,
the early 2000s. So it's been about
Marley
like
and
it
Me is
looks
so
like
good.
yeah, it looks like he hasn't done a movie in like 10 years. Wow. Yeah, his last movie was in 2016. So guess they just brought him back for this. But yeah, the cast, go ahead. Anne Hathaway.
Yes, Anne Hathaway, that
Yeah.
she is timeless, you know? I
Yeah,
don't
of
know
course.
how I feel about her sometimes because I see stuff online, but it's like my default thought, I like her. I mean, we can't deny she's a talented lady, but
Yeah.
sometimes people say stuff online like she's rude or something. I'm like, that makes me sad because I liked her. I don't know
Mm.
if it's true though. I've never met her. I don't know.
Could just be people hating. A lot of people like they comment on her looks, right? Like Anne Hathaway is like, I guess, yeah, one of the most attractive actresses, people say.
I do think she's a vampire because it's not
Yeah.
adding up. I feel like though she looks exactly the same, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what that costs you. Like how many children you feast on. I don't know if I can say that. I,
Yeah. We're blacklisted now.
yeah, I'm debating on if I leave that in or not.
Yeah.
Point is, um, I think that she is a great person talent wise, and it doesn't surprise me that she agreed to do this.
hmm
I don't know. I think she has some range in her for movies, but this is definitely like right up her alley. Um
Yeah.
Meryl Streep, obviously. I mean, what is there even to say really other than icon, legend?
Yeah.
What other words can I use to describe her? Like that's just she's so
Yeah.
T. I
I
love
mean,
her
she hasn't
bad.
aged like crazy either.
No, she looks great. That's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
like, I think this cast came together and they did something illegal to secure their youth forever.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
vampires.
You don't know. Might be shooting it up with some fresh, you know. You got Emily Blunt. Um, I was like next up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got Emily Blunt. Simone
She's
Ashley. I
everything to
think.
me.
Yeah,
Emily
Emily
Blunt
Blunt
is
is cool.
everything to me. I no, I'm like I know I just said this about the other two people, but Emily Blunt specifically, That girl can do no wrong in my eyes. I really like
Yeah,
her. I've yet to see
yeah.
her in something that she hasn't, like, really I don't wanna say saved because other people are doing well as like, also, but, like, I don't know. She really kinda steals the movie at moments for me. I love that. She's really,
Oh
really
yeah.
awesome.
I liked her in A Quiet Place. And then she was
Mm.
in movie. Yeah, she has a whole lot of like blockbusters. Like you got Sicario, Quiet Place, Oppenheimer. Um, yeah, I think she's had a lot of
Did
block
you
good
watch
good movies.
did you watch the Quiet Place gameplay on YouTube? Like, anyone play it?
I haven't watched it yet. No, I actually forgot it even came out because I remember seeing like a trailer for the gameplay. And I was like, ooh, like I'm
Mhm.
gonna definitely watch that when it comes out. And I would see these little clips here and there, like on TikTok or whatever. But I never like watched like somebody like play it. I'm not sure if I think the last Let's Player I watched was Corey Kenshin. I'm not sure if he ever
Mhm.
played it, but
I don't know if he played it. I watched,
yeah,
I think, the Rad Rad play it. It was great,
right,
obviously.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check it out because I like the lore behind it. So, I'll put that on my to-do list, meaning to check that out. But was like the gameplay kind of like, I guess the storyline to it, was it kind of like the Until Dawn series, or was it more like uh
Um, kind of, yeah, like, where they have those cut scenes of, like,
yeah,
just it's giving
I guess
it
like
felt
it's
like a movie.
I guess like choice driven. Was it choice driven at all or no?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and, it was really cool because you could, like, I guess it's sound based. You know how, like, in the movie, the monster is, going based off of sound? So there's moments where, like, you as a player can't make any sound because your microphone is picking it up,
Oh wow.
and if you
Yeah.
make too much noise, the monster, like, finds you quicker,
Yeah.
and I thought that was
That's
really
cool.
cool. So it was really tense watching it. I
Yeah.
was, like, holding my breath watching it, so it's pretty cool.
That's a cool mechanic. Yeah. Then next got Moan Ashley. I think I saw her in F1. I think that's the last time I like recognized her was in
Well,
F1.
I think we talked about her
Oh, really?
I think she was supposed to be in F1 and was
That's what it
not.
was. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see her in F1. I saw her, yeah, in the
You saw
casting
her in
for
the
it.
article.
Yeah, yeah, in the article. Yeah, what happened with that again? Was there like a reason she wasn't? I
I
remember the
don't really
reason.
know, but they literally cut her entire character, and I was like, "That's
Yeah.
kind of crazy."
Yeah, yeah, it is. But I mean, I think she's only like 31. Oops. Anyways, let me restart that part over. She's only like 31. And this movie came out like what, 20 years ago, you said? Like
Mhm.
20 years ago? So yeah, she was like 11 when it came out for the first time, which is crazy. A lot of time has passed. And then we got Bushin. I mean, sorry. We got Stanley Tucci. Tucci, that's how you say it. As Nigel. He looks like this other actor. Um, what's his name? He reminds me of this other actor. I know he was in Jurassic World. No, I can't find it. Yeah, just ignore me. But yeah. I mean,
Okay.
what you really like? What you like really? I guess like about the movie? Because for me,
I
it was
liked
just I
you
was sitting
already
through
you're
it.
already like, "No."
It,
Yeah.
it
Um, I really liked that some of the callbacks to the first movie were well done. It made
okay.
sense.
Yeah.
There's, like, little things, like, and it's so hard to do that too without it coming off as, like, riding the coattails of nostalgia or being, like, overly done to where it's like, "What is this movie about?" We can't just
Yeah.
reminisce on the old one. But, it was nice, especially towards the beginning. I was like, "Wow, this is feeling kind of, like, really nice and familiar." The whole thing where Miranda's, like, hanging up her coat herself
Yeah.
and,
That was a callback.
Andy's just like, "What the heck?" Because in the first movie, all she would do, she would walk into the office and she would throw her coat and her purse on the desk, on, like, the
Oh, okay.
assistant's desk. So when she saw
Yeah.
her hanging it up, she was like, "What?" You know?
Yeah.
And little things like that that were fun, kind of showing how, like, yeah, back in the day, you could probably act that way. I think they mentioned HR or something, and I thought that was funny because 'cause they're like, she has to be, like, way more PC now, um, just with, like, how the times have evolved and, like, yeah, you
Yeah.
can't treat people super horribly at work and get away with it. So I thought it was cool how they kind of, like, reference the past, but also how things have changed now.
Yeah.
Or even when she went to the cafeteria and she was, like, in line and she was gonna get that, like, soup or whatever, that was, like, a moment that her and Nigel had in the first movie. And
Mm,
there was just a lot of little repeats. Her getting, like, clothes from Nigel, that was, like, a moment in the first one. There's just, like, a lot of callbacks that were done in a way that I thought was, "Okay,
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
expected it to happen." So I was happy about that. I also liked, um, mm, I mean, so how do I talk about it
yeah.
without giving away what my verdict? I mean, I liked it, but honestly, like, I think I liked it because I do like the first movie. Had
Mhm.
I gone in and seen this without seeing the first movie, I do question how much it would have resonated with me, which is why I am excited to hear what you think. Because honestly, the more I think about it, a lot of what I liked
Yeah.
is built on the fact that I liked the first one.
Yeah, that's kinda yeah, that's basically the situation that I was in because I went into it and I'm just thinking like, "Okay, let me try to catch some of the callbacks," you know? Maybe these are some characters or situations where it's kind of like that's going off in nostalgia, so that was kinda like my first objective, and then my second objective was to be like, "Okay, what's the plot?" You know, is the plot that, I don't know, she needs this she needed, like, just some HR help or something like that, right? Like she was being attacked on social media.
It was giving, like, bring in we're having a PR crisis, bring in somebody that can make it better kind of vibes.
Yeah, yeah. So I remember that going on, and I think what I liked the most about the movie was just kind of like the fashion part of it, or that kind of like whole what should we call it, like diva kind of aesthetic, you know, where you have these it's almost like its own kind of like, you know, it's the fashion world. So you have these people who are a little bit stuck up, but you know, artistic and super wealthy, and this is how this is supposed to look, and yada yada, and you know, the flashing lights, walkway, you know, strutting. So I was like, okay, I like that because they basically had like a fashion show like mid movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, Lady Gaga in it, and I think there was, I think it was a basketball player in there too somewhere,
Oh,
or
Carl
I might be
Anthony
wrong.
Towns was in it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Carl Anthony Towns. I was like, "What's he doing in
There were
here?"
so many cameos, there were so
Yeah,
many. I was like, "Okay, this is a lot, guys."
yeah. So
I'll have to come back to that point, yeah.
yeah. So it kind of like got my attention because I was like, oh, you know, oh, it's them, or oh, it's, you know, him or whatever. But I would say overall, for the most part, it didn't really resonate with me. I was just kind of like trying to find, I was going into it optimistic. I was trying to find the parts that I did like, you know, or parts that were kind of like,
Mhm.
okay, let me put my attention on this. But like I said earlier, my opinion on it is short because I actually dozed off. Like I dozed off mid movie because it just it
Do
didn't
you
resonate with me
remember,
that
like,
much.
when or
I think I dozed off around the part where, ooh, I can't say. When was that? I think I started to doze off around the part where I think it was like after the Gucci store part. She was walking through the Gucci
mm.
store, talking to talking to Emily Blunt's character. And I remember after that, I just kind of like I didn't
If
understand
this is
everything
what
that was
I'm
going on.
if this is what
But
I'm thinking about, and
yeah,
it was, like, her visiting Emily at work, I think Emily was at Dior, and that was fairly early in the
it might have been
movie, so I
Dior.
don't
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah,
it made it
Dior.
very far into the movie.
Yeah. I feel
Which
like
is
no,
funny.
I feel like I made it
It was
further than that. I
not
could be wrong. Yeah.
it's giving, like, max I don't know, that was pretty I don't even know if that was past 30 minutes in.
It had to no, okay.
Wow.
It had to have been
I
30 minutes past because I remember finishing my popcorn. It takes me a minute to finish like a little small bag of popcorn.
okay.
So it's definitely 30
Okay.
minutes past. I just remember that being kind of like a benchmark, you know, when I was watching it because I'm checking out the whole Dior store, you know, the
Yeah.
presentation of things. I'm like, oh, cool. And you know, it's one of their flagship stores. It's like something you would see in New York, you know, which
Mhm.
is where the movie takes place. So I was like, okay, cool. I was just looking at, I was fascinated more by the aesthetic of things rather than the actual like plot. I think that's the
Mhm.
best way to describe my movie experience with it.
That makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense, and, is a good way to sum it up. I think I
Yeah.
was really fascinated with the nostalgia of it
Mm,
versus the actual plot as well, and also the aesthetics. But part of me, like, I almost feel like the first movie, I mean, this one was bigger, yes. I mean, it's years later. I think the budget was like
yeah.
100 million. Like, I think,
Yeah.
yeah, it's bigger, but some of the fashion in the first movie, I was like, oh, I was obsessed. And this one, I was like, some of it. That scene where Miranda is standing in like the middle of that shopping center and it's empty at night and it's just her, I was like, oh, I'm liking this outfit. I'm liking this
Hmm.
outfit. But I wasn't like moved as much as I thought I would have been. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I think it was less, I don't know. It was just very different from the first one. I do
Yeah.
think it's okay if we begin to talk about what we didn't like.
Sure. I mean, I guess I just didn't like, I like my attention wasn't, stimulated. I feel like a lot of that stimulation is going to come from people who have seen the first movie and they're looking for the nostalgia of it, the kind of like the same like feeling the first one gave them, of course a good plot, a good storyline, how it's just like this sequel going to add up to the first one. Um, I remember I remember my girl, I remember she said something. I didn't see it with her. We actually saw it separately because I was just going to get it
Mhm,
out the way while I had some time. But I remember she said that I guess she was a bit disappointed in who Anne Hathaway's character had kind of become since the last movie because it kind of like the movie kind of starts off with her, I guess, getting fired. She doesn't really have like this big influence in the fashion world, which I'm not sure how the first movie ended, but she doesn't have this big
mhm,
influence in the fashion world, not married or maybe in a relationship.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, I get it. Because basically, for context, the end of the first movie, she basically stands up to Miranda because Miranda is kind of, I don't want to say warming up to her because she's still like snippety, but she has earned a little bit of Miranda's respect. And it's very clear that she has a career at Runway. Like she can be there and that's going to be, I don't know, where she grows in her career. And she's basically like, in disagreements because sometimes you have to be like a little backstabby at times, and she didn't like, I guess, the person she was becoming there. So she's like, I'm leaving, and she just gets out the car and it runs away. Basically, it's very dramatic or something. And so it ends with her leaving the company. So we know that she's left, and we know that she's hoping to pursue journalism, and she's just broken up with her boyfriend. And so she's just kind of like a girl in New York trying to find herself. Like we don't see a lot of what happens after she quits her job. I never even liked that she fully abandoned Runway at the end of the first movie either because like her growth there, like even she has started dressing different. She was doing her hair and makeup better. Like she clearly liked fashion and had more respect for it because at the beginning of the movie, she was talking trash about it. She was like, this is not real journalism. Like, I don't care. And so I just felt like they brought her up to be this like, I don't know, person with a lot of potential in the fashion world, only for her to be like, psych, I still want to go do real journalism, which is okay. But I think it would have been nice to see that she had ended up working in it. But also just, I don't know, she got fired. I didn't like, in terms of like her situation in the second movie, I didn't like how it just seemed all a little too convenient. It is a movie, so yes, it has that like perfect storm feel and they needed that for the plot. I don't know how else they were going to do it, but realistically, it does not make sense for Miranda to go back to Runway after she left 20 years ago to go be a big writer for whatever paper. I just feel like why, like Nigel low key, like it would not have made sense for him to set all of this up for her to come back to Runway. It wouldn't make sense for her to want to go back to Runway, though I kind of get it because she needed a job. It's just like it was all too convenient. Like she gets fired immediately when Runway is having a crisis, so now she needs a job. Like it just all lined up too well for me, and I didn't really like that. It just looked like they needed an excuse to get all of the characters back in the same bubble. Also having um Emily Blunt's character working at Dior, and Dior just so happens to be like a huge like sponsor or whatever for Runway, and so now they have to work with her. It just seemed like it was so obvious they were trying to write everybody back into the same room, and I don't normally like stuff like that. But that's what sequels do. Like sequels are hard because you do kind of need an excuse to get everybody back together. But I don't like excuses. I did not like her relationship with that man at all. It didn't make sense to me. I didn't get any chemistry from them. I actually was very uncomfortable watching them. I wanted to look away. It was like fake laughter. I've never seen Anne Hathaway have zero chemistry with somebody else, and I've seen it. Like that was actually so bad. Like I hate to say it, I don't know how this got this far. Y'all should have casted her actual husband if that's what it took. Like there was zero chemistry. It was just so weird and it was so pointless. Like I don't know what point he served. I know they are like I don't know. A movie like this, you expect there to be like romance and love interest, but they should have left him out. I'm sorry. There was zero chemistry. I didn't buy any of that. Every time she laughed when she was around him, it made me like want to grab my eyeball in my hand. Like I did not like that at all. It was so cringe. I also think that all the cameos were like cooked. I don't know why a movie would need that many cameos. I get it because it's like y'all got money, y'all got respect. You have so many big names in the game. You have Meryl Streep call up any person on the planet and say, "Hey, be in this movie." They're gonna say yes. So it was a good flex. However, it wasn't necessary. They had Law Roach in there. He styles Zendaya. I was like, that's so cool. But also like y'all are just doing stuff to be doing it. And also, like, why is Carl Anthony Towns in the movie? But now y'all just play it around. Just play it around. Said, am I tripping right now? I wish I was. I wish I had seen wrong, but I saw right. Also, I love Lady Gaga. I love some of the Gaga songs.
I like some of the Gaga songs. What the does she know about cameras?
But why was she in this movie? Like, bro, I don't understand. It was, and I love the song. The song has been stuck in my mind. Regardless, I don't think that was necessary. I hate when people just do stuff to do stuff. That's why I was like, this was more of a like, this felt like, you know, when an artist like Beyonce or Mariah Carey or Michael Jackson and they go to these like award shows or these dedication events and they have a bunch of people come on stage and sing their songs in front of them, like to honor them. That's what this movie felt like. It didn't feel like its own movie. It felt like a night in honor of the Devil Wears Prada. That's how it felt. And I did not I don't know. It was fun, but again, that's why you probably didn't like it. Cause how could you realistically? It was a Lifetime movie, but budget goes crazy. That's what this was. Sorry. So what are we gonna convict this movie of? Oh gosh, I don't even know. This is so hard for me. Because I did technically, I think, give it 3.5 stars on Letterbox. Um, so like a 7 out of 10. But oh gosh, guys, I think this is gonna have to be okay. I think I'm gonna give it no, because I think oh okay. I have to compare it to itself, not to other movies that I've given. Okay, I'm gonna give it the worst infraction I can find. I don't know what the worst infraction is, but that's what they're getting. We're giving them the maximum sentence for an infraction. I don't even know if people go to jail for infractions, but we're going to find a way this time. I just think that I don't know, the fact that they had all the important people still in the movie, even her friend, um I that was her friend in the first movie. I thought that was really cool that she was there. It was just a lot that was good in terms of honoring the first one. But again, it's like this is still its own movie, and so that's why I'm like it's a heavy infraction for me because if I just objectively look at the movie standalone outside of the Devil Wears Prada like one, it's not that great. But if I look at it in terms and you have to look at it in terms of the Devil Wears Prada because like this is a sequel if you look at them as a complementary like element, then I think it does pretty well. Like I've seen worse sequels, and I feel like this one didn't like really mess anything up. and it was still beautiful and grand. I could be a horrible person for this, but I really liked how mean Miranda was in the first one. I feel like they made her. Oh, this is why it almost got a misdemeanor from me. I just thought that, like, her whole thing is just being, like, I don't know, she's kind of untouchable. I just hate how they made it seem like, dang, she's getting knocked around here, like, from every side, like, stand up. Yeah, like, I didn't like that. I don't care if it's realistic, like, make it unrealistic. I don't like seeing my girl go out bad like that. Like, just roll over. Like, she ended in the end, obviously, she still fought for it, but I didn't even like that we went through an hour of her, like, being beat up like that. Like, that was not her. And also all these moments where she's, like, being so emotional and transparent. That's why I said I could actually be the problem because yes, I guess you could say that's growth, but am I crazy to think this is called The Devil Wears Prada, not The Angel or The Redeemed Wears Prada? Like, no, it's still The Devil Wears Prada. She needs to have a little spice to her. And I feel like they humanized her so much and I just felt like she's somebody I could talk to and I don't want to feel that way about her. And I won't say she was completely soft. Like, obviously, she still had, like, some boundaries and stuff, and, like, they were clearly still scared of her. But the fact that Andy even had the confidence to go behind her back to do so, I said, you should never feel that comfortable. Like, you should fear for your life. And they didn't seem scared enough for me. They're plotting behind Miranda's back. I said, oh, I don't like this. So yeah, little things like that weren't my fave, but overall, it was nice to see all their faces on the screen again, and I just really liked the first one, so I gave it a hard infraction. Next week, we normally record on Sundays, just so you guys know. Next week is Mother's Day, so we are going to take the week off. What movie we're going to review? Honestly, we'll see. We don't know yet, but it'll be whatever we talk about. You can hear us talk about it here on the Box Offices podcast. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.